Hello, welcome to Class 5 in the CBD class series. You have learned about terms and you've learned about what you're looking for in a product. Clean farming, clean product, not a cheap one, right? We want the good stuff. We want to know what we're putting in our bodies. We got you there so far, right? Now let's talk about why you'd want to use it and how it works, right? Some people don't even want to know how it works. They just want to know how to get it. And I get that. But I'm not that person. I'm sort of the geek that needs to understand all the stuff behind it. So to protect you, my friends, I'm the one who's going to search that out. And hopefully you want to search that out as well. But why do you want it, right? Why do you want to use CBD? You know what? I am so thankful that I don't have chronic issues. And if you know me at all, you might be thinking, girl, you got issues. But that's not the issues I'm talking about. I'm talking about health concerns. I don't have chronic anxiety. I don't have chronic pain. I'm not suffering with any type of a disease that I'm currently aware of. It's really never something that I would have turned to for my everyday things. I'm cool with the oils. They've been just great for me. However, I know a lot of people that essential oils get them to a certain point, but just not where they want to be. Or maybe some of the other things they're using in their life is dietary changes, exercise, and possibly even medication. It's just not getting them where they want to be. Or there's someone out there's several people that I know of specifically where they've been told that in order to help you with whatever condition this is, you're going to need to start taking this drug. And maybe they just don't want to be taking a maintenance medication every day. So if that's you, and I know some people that are at this point, you will at that point say to your physician or whoever's helping you, I want to try this first. That's where a lot of CBD users are. They want to see if CBD will help them first. Sometimes they just want to try it. Others, they want to know if, maybe is there a way that this might help me, and they want to understand how the product works. So that's what we're going to get into here. Now, when we talk about CBD use, a very common term that is used is one called homeostasis, which is balance. We all want that, right? We all crave for proper balance in our life, emotionally, physically, spiritually. We want balance. Some of it we can do on our own. We can balance our work life. We can balance our spiritual life. We can balance, our social life, for instance. But not all of us can completely balance our health. There's something that's just not working the way we want it to. CBD has been proven to be effective on every major portion of the body, every major body system. It has been shown to help with mood and pain and appetite and digestive disorders and a whole host of other things. It's really kind of a new frontier of wellness out there. They're learning and testing so many things because they're finding that it can help with so much. So what does CBD do once it gets in our body that makes it this super great thing that everybody's taking? That's what we're going to get into, just a tiny little bit of the science here, and I know you can handle it, so just stick with me. In this book by Cody Lynn Kaler, and also all over many places on the internet, is a chart of something called the human endocannabinoid system. This was discovered officially in 1992. Scientists put forth this discovery about the human endocannabinoid system. It's newer medicine, it's newer science. Doctors are not currently studying it in medical schools, and neither are nurses. I imagine that's going to change. Many are going back to learn about these because so many of their clients are taking this product and they need to understand how it works. If it's a scientific study that says that this system is in our body, wouldn't they want to understand how it works, right? Okay, again, it's called the human endocannabinoid system, and I will often shorten it to the ECS. What is this thing, right? Well, the human endocannabinoid system, aka ECS, is a biological system composed of endocannabinoids. They're all over our body. It's a network of receptors throughout the body that control vital functions like our immune system, memory, sleep patterns, pain sensation, mood, and even appetite. Endocannabinoids have been found all over the body. These little tiny particles bind to what's called cannabinoid receptors. We're going to get this chart out again. See those dots all over? And next to it says CB1 and CB2. Those are two of the main classifications of cannabinoid receptors. There are even more. They're finding CB3, CB4, CB5. It's a whole network of things that you probably will never really need to know that much about other than that they exist. Cannabidiol has shown to directly impact those receptors like nothing else. And they are all over the body. Pretty cool, right? I mean, this is pretty awesome. All over the body, those receptors, CBD impacts them. Again, very awesome. So, why is that a thing? In our central nervous system, our body will send out what's called a synapse, which is I know it's a term you are familiar with. Synapses in our system. It has to do with our nervous system. A synapse is a structure that permits a neuron or a nerve cell to pass an electrical or chemical signal to another neuron or target effector. Those are also known as your CB1 and your CB2. So the synapse, the neuron, sending out those impulses to get at all those little receptors all over the body. It's supposed to work beautifully, and it's something that's organically created within our own body. These are things that our body is supposed to do when we're balanced, when we're working just so, right? Sometimes there's a disconnect. The signal's not going through. This is a bigger it's explained in a much more complicated and complex and beautiful way than what I'm going to explain to you here, but I wanted to make it something that we could all understand. These nerves, these synapses and those nerve firings that are sent out. What happens when it's not working correctly? I want you to think of it in terms of your Wi-Fi or even your electrical system in your house, your electricity. Most of us have Wi-Fi. We have it in our home. We have a modem and a router. So the internet is hardwired into the modem, and then the router will wirelessly send it out all over the house. That's how most of us get our internet. With electricity, our electric systems are designed so that the power company sends the power to our power box, which then is broadcast through the house through all of the electrical wires that are all through the house. So when then these things are working great, you're going to have Wi-Fi where it needs to be, or you're going to have power where it needs to be. Sometimes there's a disconnect. With Wi-Fi, you can have a dead spot in the house where everything works except for some reason it doesn't work right here. Same thing can happen with electricity. You can have it flowing all through the house, but you could have one dead wall where there's, the outlets are dead, nothing's working in that wall. I'm married to an electrical contractor, so this made sense to me. Both of them work for me though. So what happens? You're going to call someone to fix that, especially if you don't know how to fix that, because you want the electricity to go everywhere. And if you've got Wi-Fi, if you got a dead spot in the house of Wi-Fi, you're going to find a way to get the Wi-Fi broadcast to that area, especially if there's no reason that you don't have the Wi-Fi there. What's blocking the signal here? What's keeping me from getting my Wi-Fi in this room? So does that make sense to you? I know this video is going a little longer, but I want to complete that thought for you. When you have these issues, especially when you have an electrical system and there's a dead spot, you can also have reverse problems where you can have a wall that just contains too much electricity. It's actually warm to the touch, or you have an outlet where sparks are flying out of it. It's over amping. So you're going to be like, oh my goodness, there's too much electricity in that wall. Or you're going to have polarity that's reversed where the current goes right back in and blows everything out. Also, now these are things that are not good. That's the same thing that can happen in our central nervous system when there's a disconnect. You can either have a small one where it's just a dead spot in one room, or you can have a big problem going on where things are just not flowing the way they're supposed to flow. And you know what? That's where people have found that CBD can really help that, because the CBDs out there, the good ones, are going to affect these CB1 and CB2 receptors. And what it's been shown to do is to balance things back to homeostasis, the term homeostasis again. It's going to make things flow the way they're supposed to flow. That's the idea behind it, and that's what many people are finding. So that's pretty neat, right? I'm going to end this little part of our video here and talk to you about a few more things in the next video.